Well, hey guys, and welcome back to the Whole Life Show. I hope you've been enjoying it. Wherever you are checking out this video, we're just glad that you're joining us. And the last couple episodes we hit, episode 2 was on soul, on spirit, and we covered seasons, and then how spiritual the seasons of your life are and how important. And then last week in our third episode, we covered our soul, and we talked about our marriage. And thank you for all your comments on the marriage video as well. And today we want to talk about since we're finding God's rhythm in our spirit, soul, and body, we want to talk a little bit about body, and we've kind of been hitting highlights of each one. Spirit, knowing your season; soul, marriage for us was significant, and then body. And so I just wanted to process a little bit, and let's have a conversation about body. What were the big things? Obviously, you've been fit for our entire marriage, and then even prior to that.
Kind of.
And through 4 kids. Wow. And whereas I was very fit in high school and in college, I was a college tennis player, and I was also fit whenever I invited you on our first date to go running, and then I didn't run again after that.
I remember that.
So I went from a size 32 waist to a size 36, probably plus waist in the time of our marriage.
I would like to say I never looked at you and thought, I'm serious.
You said I had gotten a little bulky.
But I said that
Like a lot of meat on me.
liked that. I said
On
I
several
liked
occasions.
that. Like,
You got a lot of meat on you.
I know, but okay.
Held back dessert a few times from me. It's okay.
I did not.
It's where I was, not where I'm at.
Okay. It's your own issue, not mine.
I'm okay with it. And so I have just over the last couple of years done a lot of work in the body health area. A big part of the work that I've done is just learning, because I had, although I'd been a very active athlete as a young guy, I had pretty much for 20 years had just set those things aside and lived essentially pretty much a sedentary lifestyle for the most part. And had on and off tried to do some workout things because I would feel guilty because you're all fit and everything, which was awesome. But why don't we talk about you, because you've really just kind of maintained over the years.
Well, and I feel like I always have to qualify it because I have always loved to work out. I think it was something I learned whenever I played sports and we did conditioning, and I just loved the way that you could influence and change your body through health and nutrition and working out. Like I would read about it on the side. Like I just love that. And then I feel like having
me a few books along the way.
Yeah, I feel like having kids, then you're being mindful, like, okay, now through this pregnancy, I've definitely gained weight or gotten out of shape, so I'm going to bring it back in. And so I just like to say that because I feel like sometimes people are like, well, I hate it. I totally get that. There's definitely things I hate. I feel like it's been very easy for me to maintain this routine because I enjoy it, and also it's stayed a very consistent routine. So I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I think, and that has become something that you and I've talked about is one thing that I think Taryn has always done, and I've done significantly in the last just over 2 years now, has been to maintain an athletic hobby. So yours has been clearly the workout, fitness, classes, courses, stuff like that has really been your focus.
Yeah.
And that is kind of your athletic hobby.
Yeah.
And for me, I had to do that in a significant way. So a little bit more about my story. I've lost over 50 pounds now, and I went from 235 to 185, and now I'm below that, which has been great because I went from a size 36 back to a size 32 where I was in college. But for me, losing that kind of weight was a massive effort. This was not a maintenance effort. It was, man, I did P90X three consecutive times in a row. And then I tried this additional weightlifting video thing that I never should have picked up, because this is finding a rhythm in your spirit, soul, and body, not becoming a bodybuilder. And I felt like I was on a great track, because I'd lost probably 40 pounds just through that. But ended up hurting myself, which is a big part of this conversation about body health, is, not pushing yourself too far.
That's good.
Although we like athletics, we are not like professional athletes by any means.
No, and I don't do like triathlons or.
But I picked up after I'd gotten a majority of the weight off towards my goal, which my goal was 185. I picked up an athletic hobby as well, because I really noticed how seamless it was for you to make it part of your life because you enjoyed it. And I didn't enjoy the P90X3. I didn't enjoy going to the gym. I didn't enjoy running. I didn't enjoy any of that. Well, I tried running, and I ended up hurting myself with that too.
Yeah.
My knee, I've been through a couple of ACL surgeries. And but I picked back up my athletic hobby of tennis, and now I love working out, because I'll go and like this morning I was at the courts from dawn, for 2.5 hours with somebody that plays at my level, and we were just drilling the heck out of each other with the workout. And as you probably, if you're not a tennis player, if you've seen on TV, I mean, those guys they're like triathletes. I mean, it's amazing. They play for 5 hours at the highest level. And so it's really changed my enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
But it's also made it more consistent because I do enjoy it. And so therefore I go after it.
Yeah. Whereas I started playing because you kind of nudged me over there in the last year. And
Tennis.
I would say, I would say it was not my favorite thing that I was doing.
It wasn't.
Because it was new and it was hard, and it was competing. There's like nerves involved in it, and
love it.
Versus going to the gym and just showing up and feeling awesome at something already. But I also kind of felt like the Lord wanted me to learn to get okay with new things and push myself outside my comfort zone. And so
some soul stuff.
And I also learned with tennis that it's a big, huge mental training to really excel in it, and how you think during a match, or just not derailing. And so that's actually helped me in life. So I actually stuck with it, and now I would say I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, there's some big soul work in the sport of tennis, and a lot of sports as well. And your soul's your mind, will, and emotions.
Yeah.
And man, you got a lot of emotions, a lot of mental stuff. The mental side of tennis is significant.
And it became a hobby that our whole family can share with each other, which was really great. Along with a big component, I feel like, that keeps working out or body health good is a community around you that is doing it or pursuing it. And so with tennis or with the stuff I do, people are saying, "Are you going? I'm going to be there."
Around, kind of get a little community around.
Yeah, it becomes a community, and you're like, really, there's just so much more that you get out of it than just even the body at
It's
that
almost
point.
like an accountability or a challenge or something.
Yeah,
I enjoy the competition side.
I do now.
It was so refreshing. Again, I hadn't played for 20 years, so it took me a while to get back to where, I was at a higher level player. But the competition side of it, I was trying to think, like, I don't have anything else in my life that I feel, releases that competitive side and desire. It's clear win loss at the end of a match, and dealing with the
That's
loss,
good.
but also celebrating the win and the enjoyment just of sheer competition.
Yeah, and just feeling like you can make space for something like that. And, you know, when you haven't had that space in prior seasons.
Well, I think that was a big thing for me in body health is because I always thought I didn't have time for it,
Yeah.
like other things, you know, and as soon as it started, as the enjoyment went up, it was amazing how I started to prioritize time for it, not only just for me to play, but to when I had a chance to watch you play, take the kids out to hit with them. But you know, it's just.
I feel like it takes time to get over the hump of starting to work out. Like
Yes, it does.
and I'm sure that's when, you know, most people want to give up. But if you stick with it for, I don't know, if it would be a few weeks, a month, it's probably a little different for everybody.
Yeah.
And you start to see the transformation, that's when it almost gets like addictive. Like, okay, I'm seeing something happen. But I can remember after having Karis, and I wasn't like, you know, horribly out of shape, but I can just remember it taking months after months to feel like I could do something that I could do before I had her, and just feeling like kind of discouraged. And then it was like, as soon as it finally clicked and my body started to do what I had been trying to train it to do, it was like, oh, and
I'm
it
back.
happened so much faster after that. And then it became so much easier. Like, okay, I want to show up because that doesn't feel like I'm huffing and puffing and struggling through this.
Yeah, and remember, because you know the whole life is about finding God's rhythm for your spirit, soul, and body. So, you know, I kind of rested in the fact that I wasn't like, I don't have any desire to run, like participate in Ironman or triathlon or. You ran a marathon, but I'm just kind of like, that sounds like a lot of work. But you know, just kind of doing and finding something that really fits you, and there's a lot of things out there, way more things than just tennis, that you can have an athletic hobby around, something that you enjoy that's brand new, something that you may have done when you were younger, and you can get involved with a group that does that today, and it's really it's really helped me tremendously. And again, I'm not competing, well, in tennis I'm competing against other people, but as far as like my physical body health, I'm not competing against other people. I'm certainly not competing against Taryn. It's really just, what do I feel like God?
I don't compete against you in tennis.
Well, what do I feel like God, you know, needs me to do? Because our body, of course, is where we keep our soul and our spirit as we're designed. And our soul and spirit go on to live forever. But this body is temporary. I mean, it's a big part, which has been a big revelation for me. You know, you really can't achieve the full will of God in your life unless you take care of the thing that's going to transport your soul and spirit forward in the plan and call of God, and not have that plan and call be called short because, you know, there wasn't a stewardship.
That's good.
Physically. So wherever you're at in your body health, I would just encourage it. You know, there was a high intensity phase for me, for sure.
Yeah,
And it was based on my goals. It wasn't, not that I'm saying you need to do that if that's where you need to start. I think just starting anywhere, maybe walking, maybe picking up an old athletic hobby, or trying a new one. I think just take a step, and God will help you to take the next step. The goal is not, you know, supermodel. That's not the goal at all. Thank goodness. It's just, you know, what can you do to steward your body? And we're going to talk about some specific aspects in coming episodes of what we have discovered that you can do specifically for your body. 3 areas in particular we're going to hit, and I'll cover that soon. And then for your soul, 3 more areas that you can focus on. And then for your spirit, 3 areas that I think are really like the game changers for your spiritual health and formation.
That's
Cool.
good.
Well, that's all we got today. Hope you enjoyed hearing about our body health success and enjoyment, because it's been a huge transformation for us. If this encouraged or helped you, be sure to share it. And also, if you get a chance, subscribe for our YouTube show. You can find it at www.davidstein.com/go/YouTube, and you can actually subscribe there. And after we get 100 subscribers, we can actually make an actual whole life channel. So kind of one of the things we're working on here. But anyway, see you guys next time.